All right, guys, what is going on? Today is August 29th. I think it's the 29th. We're out here. We're actually up at my mom and dad's property. I'm going to shoot my bow. We're going to do a little bit of long-range shooting. And where I live, right in the city of Cortland, I can't really do any long-range shooting today. However, I'm posting this video, and I had a comment asking me to make this video, so I'm going to make it. It's pretty short and sweet, but basically the comment was wanting me to explain the rig that I run for fishing these trout on the Finger Lakes with sawbellies, moon eyes. It's really works for it'll work for shiners, it'll work for sucker minnows, for pike. It's just a pretty good live bait rig. I don't really know if there's a name for it, but I'm just gonna dive right in. So I don't have a rod with me, but so we're just gonna take this. So this would be considered your main line, and I use most of the time a 1 ounce egg sinker. I also have 1.5 ounces and 2 ounces. Use those. So let's say the wind's kind of blowing hard. You can keep your slow drifting, but you put a 1.5 ounce sinker to send it down, and it'll get that blowback from the drift. It'll keep it more vertical. And 2 ounces, I've only used, very seldomly use a 2 ounce egg sinker, only when we're running really deep and it's still, you're moving pretty good. That'd be the only time I'd recommend a 2 ounce, but 90% of the time I run a 1 ounce egg sinker. And all you're gonna do is slide it onto your main line. And all you're gonna do, guys, is take this 1 ounce egg sinker, slide it on your main line. All right, so that part is set. Next for this rig is your swivel. And so I like using these. They're number 4 size. Let me see here. I actually have them. They're these right here. Ocean Cat fishing tackle. I got them on eBay. I think I got like, what are these, 30 per? I think I got 120 of them. And they've actually worked really well. I like using a snap swivel, and we'll get to why in a minute. And all you do is take your snap. Let's get one. Take your snap, and when you use these snap swivels, make sure they have a barrel swivel, or else you're gonna have issues, because you can just buy these clasps, and they do work, but your line is gonna get spun something fierce, because that minnow, when it's down there on the rig, it's swimming in a circle going like that. And if you don't have that barrel swivel on, your main line's gonna get all messed up. So all you're gonna do is tie this barrel swivel on. I'm not going to tie it. You guys can figure it out, but that's it. And that's all that is going on your main line. Okay, so like I said, it's a really simple rig. Nothing crazy. So next we're going to move into hooks. So I use a small hook. I actually use a hook to where, like, people can't honestly believe I catch fish on them. But it's going to be one of these guys. And that is a number 12 treble hook. Okay, now the reason they are small is because trout, believe it or not, are pretty finicky when it comes to what they're going to eat. And this isn't like trolling with spoons and flasher flies and stuff like that, because that's a reactionary bite. You're getting the trout to strike it through a reaction. When you're fishing with live bait, they're feeding because they're hungry, not because you're getting them to, because they want to. So I've tried bigger hooks to avoid the gut hook scenarios that we've run into, and the biggest I would recommend going is 10. It seems like I catch less fish, which is why I went back to 12, but you can get away with using a 10. And I'd recommend, if you were going to use a size 10, to make sure the bait you're using is bigger. So once you got your hook, you're going to want to tie your leader. So all I do is I've been using this stuff this year, this P-Line CFX, and in 12 pounds. I use 12-pound test fluorocarbon leader. And then all I do for leader is just pull this out of the package here. And I like to run a 6-foot leader. This is where, you know, you can test and see what works. My dad personally, he likes about a 2 to 3 foot leader. I like a 6-foot leader, and I just, you know, take it, stretch, and then tie on the one end, cut it, and I do a loop knot at the top, and that's what I attach to my snap swivel. And so that's it. You know, 6-foot leader, number 12 treble hook, really simple rig. And then as far as fishing it, which was the other question with the bobbers I use, so I've basically gotten it down to, you can do it one of two ways. You can get a reel with a line counter and you drop it down to what depth you want, and then I put that bobber on, and the only thing that bobber does for me, because you don't have to use bobbers, you can just over the side these, it just gets the lines out away from the boat when we're drifting. We'll just let them out and we'll run, you know, bobber here, 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 and then a pull over the side. You can do them all over the side. The problem with all over the side is they get tangled. The problem with bobbers is if you get a feisty brown trout on your far bobber and he decides he wants to come through every line, that stuff can happen. All I can say is to just enjoy enjoy the chaos, because it will happen. We've seen it on my videos a couple times. They like to get tangled up, and it's just something I don't mind dealing with. But again, this rig, guys, is just super simple, and it'll put fish in the boat. Other than that, we haven't been fishing. This is my first video in a while. I actually hadn't fished in a month until last weekend, and there was the Keg Lake shop didn't have any sawbellies. I went out, tried to catch them on rod and reel, couldn't really find a whole lot of bait where I fished. So I just ended up using shiners, caught 4 or 5 salmon. They'll eat the shiners, or 4 salmon and a brown. Nothing special, wasn't a lot of content, was miserably hot. So hopefully this weather's gonna chime in better. I was gonna fish this weekend, but it's been kind of nasty up here in central New York these last few days, and this weekend was gonna be no exception. Windy, rainy, it just got done pouring. But anyway, guys, that's my rig setup. If you guys have any more questions, don't be afraid to leave a comment. And you know, if you really want to see it tied up on a rod, I can maybe do that. Just let me know. But it's pretty self-explanatory. It's nothing hard about this rig at all. So anyway, guys, we are gonna get the bow out, and we're gonna give that a shot. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.